What's up, everybody? Danny here with the Gaming Gazebo, and I know I haven't put out a video in like forever and ever 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 ago since the Batman Arkham Origins unboxing collector's edition that I did on Friday. That was last Friday, not this Friday. Wow, it's been a week. Okay, but today, as you know by the title, because you clicked on this here video, for whatever reason, I'm reviewing Batman Arkham Origins, and in my opinion, well, let's first talk about the studio. Rocksteady, we know, is, I almost said Rockstar. Wow, that would have been awkward. Rocksteady is, as we know, not, they haven't developed this game. It was a brand new studio, Warner Bros. Montreal, and I'm not going to bash on the studio whatsoever because they've got handed one of the biggest franchises in, the gaming world right now, and we're like, make the, third installation to this game. And, they did. And did they do an amazing job? No. Did they do an awful job? By no means. Did they, they didn't do that at all. But they did a subpar job. They did a great job, They did as best as they could with the, amount of people they had and resources and whatever. Anyways, jump right into the story. It's one of the best comic book stories I have had the pleasure of participating in. Arkham City was probably the best story of any, video game with superheroes, but Arkham Origins comes in second. As we know, from trailers and if you read up on it, the Black Mask puts a bounty on Batman's head of $50 million, attracting 8 assassins from all over the world to come after said Batman, and it's essentially the longest night of his life, where he encounters a lot of supervillains for the very first time, including the Joker and others. And yeah, the story is great. It has a really interesting plot twist towards midway through the game. If you play Arkham City, you can expect something similar along these lines. It was a surprising twist, for me. I thought it was great. I loved it, and then it completely changes the story of the game from there. And you get to see how Batman deals with everything that's been going on that night, mentally and physically. Jumping into the gameplay, it's just as Arkham City. If you were buying this game expecting anything different from Arkham City, step on the brakes a little bit, because this game is very similar to Arkham City, if not a freaking clone. They just threw Arkham City in a cloning machine and came out another Arkham City. They slapped on Arkham Origins names on it. And then they decide to double the world, make the world twice as big as they did with Arkham City. But at what point, okay, the world's bigger. All I have to do now is fly longer distances and occasionally beat up some guards along the way. They make the world bigger just for the sake of it being bigger. They don't populate it with anything, and they don't seem to... They had so much potential they could have done with this open world, is what I'm trying to say. And then, jumping into the new detective mode, I shouldn't really say new. All it is now is an on-the-rails roller coaster ride. You see a highlighted item, you hold A, Batman narrates over it. Now you can rewind and fast forward using the L2, R2, left trigger, right trigger buttons to kind of see what happened throughout this crime scene. Oh, this guy got shot. This lady was hanging from a chandelier and then she got shot. And this helicopter spun out of control and blew up. And you get to see just all of it in detective mode's weird enhancement. And I feel like they could have done something way better with it. They could have easily just, make you actually seem like you're solving this crime. I know it would have been a lot of work to do into one little mode that you only encounter maybe 3 or 4 times, but it would have been amazing. I feel like they passed up on an opportunity rather than just showing us a playback of everything that was going on in that crime scene. They don't let you really discover what happened in that crime scene for yourself. But the combat's the same, a lot more, it's the same combat. They don't really change too much. It stays the same. The gadgets are basically the same things of themselves, where you had an ice grenade, now you have a glue grenade. And the newest gun, though, actually not too new, because it was still similar to one in Arkham City, but it's Deathstroke's little rope the gun thing that can make a type rope and attach a guy to a thing, a gargoyle, and propel him up in the air and knock him out. I mean, it comes in handy. But where this game shines is the boss fights. Now, a lot of people have already said this. The boss fights are very, very good. Probably one of the best boss fights in a superhero game. We all know boss fights are supposed to be fun, entertaining, and relatively hard. This one, there's some disappointing boss fights, like Deathstroke, for example. Technically the first boss of the game, I guess you could say, more or less the second official boss of the game. And you can beat him in 5 minutes, and you never see him again. And it was very disappointing. His battle was fun. It was a nice little duel between the two of you, and it was just a lot of button mashing and countering, and it felt very cinematic. And then there's the pyromaniac guy's name. What's his name? Firefly. His boss fight's probably one of the best in the game. I really enjoyed his boss fight. It's just a lot of aerial combat, and a lot of, again, button mashing, and then a lot of on-the-ground dodging, throwing batarangs and stuff. But then there's like, you know, the Bane fight with the Ultra Stuns, and Bane's fight's actually pretty awesome too. You fight him multiple times. But yeah, I mean the boss fights are great. It's just that Rocksteady could have done, or not, wow, nope. Warner Bros. Montreal could have done a lot more with this game than they were given. They basically just took Arkham City and rewrote a story and made a world bigger. That's essentially all they did. But it's not really a bad thing, because Arkham City is good, and more Arkham City is always great. It's just that for them to not really try to do too much with it kind of bummed me out. Anyways, though, this is Danny here with the Gaming Gazebo, and we're giving Batman Arkham Origins 8.5 out of 10. It's considered a great game, so you guys should go out there and buy it, especially if you're Batman fans. I'm be really mad if there's some Batman fans out there who are like on the ropes about buying this game. It's Batman! Need I say more? Anyways, look forward to the Assassin's Creed 4 review. I'll catch you guys later.